Welcome to the Good Games Podcast, episode number 196. This is a show where we talk about video games and game-related things. My name is Frank from Pon Manso, and I'm your host. And as always, I'm joined by the co-host of the show, Alex Nunez. What's happening, man?
Not much, sir. Back again for another week of excitement. I'm actually, I'm very curious to hear how it went at your little Dragon Ball tournament.
Oh, wow.
How'd our buddy do at his in competition?
I guess we're going to get right to it then, huh?
Might as well.
I was going to kind of talk about it during the game segment, but okay, sure.
Okay. I mean,
sure.
Hey,
no.
If you want to do it then, that's fine. Because I can talk about, old usual topics like, hey, it's April.
It rained yesterday, and
it's getting close to
tax time.
I got snow.
Yeah, just rain. You guys got like hit by snow, right?
Got like 3 to 5 inches of snow, which was again right after Easter. I was like, okay, this is normal again. This is our life now.
Yeah, Easter with the whole April Fool's combination of things. People have been making so many religious jokes about it, and I just found it kind of funny that it just snowed. Like, what?
Yeah.
In April? What's happening?
I'm pretty sure it's happened before, but I don't know. It's 3 to 5 inches is not insignificant.
That's not ideal, right?
I think the last time I saw it, it was just like flurries. Nothing
stuck. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but man, don't worry. You preambled me into it. You ambushed me, man. So
I was left in a state of limbo last week because I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna do it. I want to see how he does.
Yo, okay. So I guess I'll just start talking about it, I guess. So yeah, I went to the tournament last Easter Sunday, and man, we got some real monsters out here. Like, it's fucking these people are fucking good.
Uh-huh.
Like, really, really good. So, all right. I'm not going to try to go too long in the tooth with the story, but spoilers, I came in 5th out of 30.
Okay. That's pretty damn respectable.
Yeah, thanks, man. Top 5's not bad. Not bad. And I actually could have made top 3, maybe top 4, maybe top 3 if I messed up in my last match, man. I dropped everything, dude. Like, I was just like, what is happening to me? Like, I dropped everything, and I don't drop shit. Like, it's really hard for me to drop combos, like, in anything, and I dropped every fucking thing. So, in any case, yeah, when I went there, the tournament was at Dave & Buster's out here in Springfield, and it was run really nicely. It was, they used a challenge bracket. Everything was clean. People were cool. The coordinators were very, very knowledgeable, and they were there to help out. There was more than one of them, so it wasn't like super chaotic. Good amount of screens. There were only 6 screens, but for that many people, it's not terrible.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, man. So we got started, and I was one of the first people up in the first round, and I fought against this guy. This guy would turn out to be the fucking champion of the whole fucking thing. This guy fucking obliterated me, demolished me. But this dude was just like on like some other level shit. Like, he was like ridiculously good. Like, put it this way, this dude only lost 2 characters the entire tournament.
Wow.
If you understand what I mean.
Right.
So, you know how you have 3 characters on your team, and he lost one
Usually you lose one at least during a regular fight.
Yeah, losing one is pretty normal.
Uh-huh.
At least one is pretty normal. And yeah, he lost 2. He lost 1 character in 1 match towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then he lost another character in his final match.
Jesus.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's fucking ridiculous. So in any case, yeah, it was a double elimination, thank goodness. So he knocked me into losers immediately. Like, I was in losers. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I guess this is it for our hero. right? But then I fought against the first round of losers. I fought against this guy. He was pretty good. Like, he was actually really good. And it came down to almost to the wire. It was, sandbagging back and forth, one to one, and then I beat him in the final match. Cool. I move on to second round losers. Fought against this other guy. He was even tougher than the last guy. But I think I performed a little better because I was starting to get used to the state of things. Because I was still kind of like, just like floored how I got like destroyed like that in the first round. So I was starting to get used to things. So I beat the second guy, not bad. It was pretty easy. Then third guy, I beat him very easily the first round. Second match, he barely beat me. And then the third match, it was literally down to like the last hit. And it was like one of those things. We were both sparked. We were both down to our last character with not a lot of life left. And we had no meter because we burned it all, like destroying each other. And it was just one of those things where it all came down to what the game is, right? And it's neutral game. Like, if you haven't played Dragon Ball FighterZ, the game is entirely 100% about neutral. Like, how you get the drop on your opponent, how you start things off is how you're going to end things. Like, that's where it starts and that's where it ends. So, man, we were fucking like the neutral game was strong with the two of us. So I have a tendency to throw like, key blasts randomly to kind of like, feel the opponent out to see if to catch them sleeping on block.
Right.
And I threw one of those out randomly, and that's how I tagged him for the victory. And I was like, oh shit. So I was like, okay. So it was kind of a cheap way to win, but still, because you can't die to chip damage in the game, and chip damage is almost inconsequential anyway. So then I move on to the next round, and then I had no idea that the next round I was going to fight his friend, who was better than him. And his friend also used a really odd team, because most of the teams that you saw in this tournament were like top tier characters. Yeah. Like, even myself, I use Vegeta and Adult Gohan, top tier characters. But that's just because I just like that team. But like, you had people that were using Goku Black, Cell, Adult Gohan, Vegeta, Android 16, Android 18. I would say featuring Vegeta, because Vegeta's not exactly top tier, but that assist has got to be the best in the game.
Right.
So,
any Kid Boos?
Oh, yes, there was one Kid Boo. Fucking problem.
Yep.
Fucking problem. He's a fucking problem. But yeah, there was one guy that used Kid Boo actually, and so after I beat the other guy, the guy who's using the odd team, he was using Gotenks, Majin Buu, Fat Buu, and Cell. And you don't see a lot of people using Fat Buu, so I'm not used to that matchup very much. But his Fat Buu was actually his anchor.
Damn.
Yeah, like, I was like surprised. Like, he would use Cell secondary, like, as his middle character, and Gotenks was his point. And Gotenks was really good, but there's only so much you can do with Gotenks. Gotenks is kind of whack. So his Fat Buu was giving me issues, and dude, again, right down to the fucking wire. It was 1-to-1, down to our last characters. I had my Adult Gohan and his Fat Buu. Yo, and he caught me in a combo, and thank goodness I was already sparked, because he caught me in this combo, and he was trying to go for resets, which was his downfall. Because if he had continued one of the combos that he caught me in, he could have killed me easily.
Right.
But he was going for resets, and I'm not sure why he was going for resets at such a late stage. But he went for a reset, and I don't even know how it happened, Alex. I don't even remember doing the input. It must have been reflex. I did a fucking level 3 in his face. I did a level 3 in his face, and again, he had no life left. So the command, it just came out, and I'm like, I saw Gohan charging and Goten come out. I'm like, oh my god! And people were like, whoa, yo, blew his ass away, destructive finish, and I'm like, yo, I honestly could not believe I won. So that was crazy.
I don't know if it's selfish of me to say that, but I feel like that's my bad influence rubbing off on you. Just fucking random level 3. Why not?
Yeah. Wake up supers of any kind in this game are not really recommended. You know? But that's like super desperation. But I promise you, Alex, I didn't even know
the hardest of
that
reads.
I input that command. Like the super hardest of reads. It's like my body just went like into like automatic mode because I was kind of like, fuck, I'm trying to get out of these fucking combo strings because this fat boo has such a big hitbox, hurtbox, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to find a way out of your combo or block string and your pressure, and he went for resets, and I'm like, he's going for resets, and I'm like, let me try something. And so, man, I don't know what I did. I think I might have hit like down, but I have a tendency to do down and down back. And I hit R2 to try to go for like a super dash or something to kind of like interrupt him. And I think that's how the special came out.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I have no fucking clue how it happened. It was so automatic. And I did a level 3 in his face, and I'm like, oh shit. And even he was just like, damn. And he dropped the controller, and I'm like, oh my God. It was fucking, yeah, it was, that match was fucking hype though. I wish they had a video of that match. That had to be like one of the best matches of the evening. I had to say personally. So anyway, after that, my heart was pounding, and the coordinator's like, yo, do you want to take a break or something? And I'm like, yeah, man, just give me like some time. Just give me some time, because this was going to take me into losers semifinals. And I'm like, just give me some time. All right. So I took a few minutes, and they were doing winners. They were doing winners finals. So they did winners finals, and then back to losers. So it was me versus another guy who I actually had played earlier in casuals. And he beat me twice, but we only played 3 matches. He beat me twice, and I beat him the final match before the tournament started up.
Okay.
So I fought against him in losers semifinals. Again, fucking close, dude. I could have won that fucking match, but the final match was when I fucking dropped everything, dude. And again, all of my matches that day, besides the very first match that I had against the champion, always like 1-1, always best out of 3. Like we always went 3 matches.
Okay.
It's always back and forth. So this guy who beat me in semifinals wound up being second place. So after all that, I continued to watch the rest of the tournament. The guy who won went straight through. He stayed in winners the whole time. There was no reset of any kind.
Of course.
And he completely like dominated the other guy, the second place guy.
Right.
And man, I was kind of beside myself because getting 5th in a tournament like of that caliber, I was very shocked. Like I thought I was going to do way worse. You know, I just didn't want to go the classic. I didn't want to go 0-2.
Right.
So after I had won in my losers first round, I'm like, all right, you know, I'm good. I can, let's just see how far I can go. And I had no fucking idea I'd wind up in 5th. So, man, and I could have been in the final 4, and it just escaped me. I don't know what the fuck happened.
That random level 3 super just fucked you up.
Yo, it was crazy. It was crazy. Everybody's like, oh shit. And I'm like, oh my God. I think I said it at the same time as everybody because I had no idea. When I saw that happen, I'm like, no. And I'm like, when did I have the opportunity to do this? And it just fucking happened.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, it just fucking happened, dude. And I'm like, oh, fucking. The dude's like, damn.
God damn. Fucking crazy.
Fucking nuts, bro. Yo, but I had a good time. I had a good time at the tournament. I got to the 2 guys that I had beaten, the one with the level 3 and the one with the cheap key blast.
Yeah.
They, like I said, they were friends. So I wound up talking to them for the rest of the tournament, and I got their PSN information. So I'm gonna hook up with them at some point and play more with them.
Oh, okay.
And
cool.
Yeah, that's another thing I just kind of wanted to get out of it, you know. But yeah, I was actually very proud of myself. I consider that like a victory on my end that I made it that far. And these people were really fucking good, dude. Like, there were probably only like 2 people that were like not great. And one of them was this like 10-year-old kid who came, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I think everybody was kind of like, watching his matches too to kind of like cheer him on. And they were literally like screaming at him, like telling him what to do.
Oh, wow.
And he actually won his first round match.
Oh,
so he
cool.
stayed in winners. He stayed in winners until the second round, and then he got knocked to losers, and then he got knocked out.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, I played against him in casuals also. He was all right.
That's cool.
He was doing a little bit more than basic stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I was impressed by that, but so whip his ass, no mercy. So
kids gotta learn.
Man. Yeah, they gotta learn sometime. Yeah, man. No, that tournament. I gotta say, the tournament was pretty hype, man. They're gonna try to do that. They're gonna try to do those tournaments. They're gonna do them every week, but with a different fighting game at the same location.
Right.
And they say that with the rotation, it'll be like every month at around the same weekend, you'll have the same game come back into the rotation. So in May, Dragon Ball FighterZ is coming back into the rotation, so I'm gonna go back to that, see how I do.
How is the setup for that? Because I don't know, it's been a while since I've been to a Dave and Buster's, and unless they're like using like one of their party rooms or something to set all.
Yeah,
that stuff
that's what they were doing. Yeah, that's what they were doing. So they were using one of their party rooms, and so they had like it was six TVs set up along the far wall. Okay. And then when you entered, whether you pay, you could also pay online. You could pay registration fee online, or you could pay right as you walked in. Mm-hmm. So they had like a person who was actually the guy who ran the tournament. He was there taking everybody's information. And, they asked like about your, like, what you played the game on and your email address and stuff like that. And yeah, man, it was actually run really well. And thanks to the challenge bracket, it was very easy to organize. Okay. So yeah, man, it was run really well. Everybody there was really cool for the most part. The guy who won was kind of like reserved, right. But like he opened up a lot like at the end, and yeah, everybody there was really cool. So I almost didn't go because of reasons, but like I was just like, nah, let me just go, man. Like I don't know how I would have felt if I didn't wind up going. So yeah, that tournament was pretty damn good, and I'm pretty proud of myself. Like now it's just motivating me to do even better.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. It's pretty fucking awesome. And it's kind of funny too, because the day before, a friend of mine, well, he's more of a coworker, but I'm sure we'll be friends in time. But so we wound up just like talking about Dragon Ball randomly, and he was saying like, oh, how his friends are like all gamers, and like he's a big gamer himself. He's more of a Smash Brothers player, but he's obsessed with they're all obsessed with Dragon Ball FighterZ. And I'm like, oh, you guys play? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. He's like, he's like, do you play? And I'm like, yeah, I do. He's like, how good are you on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm like, I don't know, a 5. Like, there's so much I still don't know about the game, right? And so he's like, oh man, you probably really, really good. And I'm like, I wouldn't say that. He's like, well, we usually get together on Saturdays to like play video games, and the guy whose house that we go to, he's really, really good at the game. And I'm like, okay. So we start talking about the game some more. And then he was like, yo, do you want to come? What are you doing Saturday? Do you want to come by? You're getting me like hyped up about this game. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm not really doing a whole lot on Saturday. So yeah, like, and I'm like, what time do you guys usually get things going? He's like, oh yeah, it's like in the evening, like 6 or 7. It's like, give people a chance to do things during the day. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I can make that work. So
I know how the story goes, Frank. I know how this is going to end.
What? No, you don't know. You don't know how this is going to end.
I have a pretty good idea.
So okay. So check it. So I was on my way over there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I'm doing all this. Like, I'm trying to like seek out like local play. Like that's really why I wanted to go. Like I wanted to play locally. I don't want to fucking play online where there's so many fucking factors that could fuck you up.
Yep.
You know, so I just wanted to do local play. So I went over there, right? And, you know, I introduced myself to all of his friends. These are younger guys, like around 25, 26. I think the guy whose house it was like 28. Mm-hmm. So he's like, all right. So they play a few games, you know, while I'm sitting there and just watching and studying, you know, kind of like, you know, their patterns and like what they know. And I don't know, man, like something inside me, I'm like, nah, let me just kind of scale it back a little bit.
Don't go straight for the final form.
I'm not gonna go ham on them immediately because judging by what I saw, I'm like, all right, there's a lot of mistakes that they're making, a lot of things that you don't do in the game, like super dash all the time, or raw changes, or not follow up with like midair launchers and shit like that. So I was like, all right, let me not go ham. So it's my turn finally. And so I play against the guy who's like, you know, who runs the shit. Like, you know, it's his house and he's like the best. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. So
Frank owns his house now. is how this story ends.
Yo, he handed his lease over to me. Yo, no. Nah, but so I played against him, and you know, it went a little. I'm trying this whole thing where I shouldn't just like completely demolish everyone, because I mean, we talked before the show, you and me, and you know, it's just like, well, maybe I probably should just like scale it back a little bit, because you lose friends that way. Nobody wants to play with you and shit like that.
Yep.
So yeah. So in any case, so I didn't go ham, but it still didn't look good for the guy. So, you know, every match afterwards, I'm like, good match, and I have a funny feeling that when I say that, it pisses people off even more. Instead of like talking shit.
That's possible.
Like, but I'm like, who am I to talk shit though? Like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, you fucking suck. You know?
Or maybe you offer like some constructive criticism, like, oh, I noticed you were doing this thing. Like, I don't know if you know, but this is super unsafe. I don't know if you noticed that I was catching you.
But the thing is, I didn't want to be that guy, though. I don't want to be that guy to give advice right away.
You have to find the balance, like just like one nugget here and there.
Yeah.
And then if they want more, they'll ask you.
Yeah. But I will say to that effect that they started noticing things that I was completely capitalizing on them, and so they actually learned to kind of not do those things. Like, again, super dashing at every opportunity. I was fucking down H'ing the fuck out of all of them.
Yep, as you should.
Know? And then they realized like, oh, probably shouldn't do that anymore. And then it was the raw changes. I was down H'ing the fuck out of them there too. even to a point where I was like instant air dashing and slamming the heavy button to interrupt their dash in midair. And they were like, all right, probably shouldn't raw change, or we probably shouldn't super dash. You know? So then I started like, and dude, the whole time, like I really did hold back. I didn't do any dragon rushes on purpose. I didn't do any like extensive combos. Like I just did the basic like double like jump cancel combos.
Right.
But when I saw that they were starting to kind of adjust, that's when I started like breaking out like, you know, Goku shenanigans. And you know, like, you know, and there were times I'm like, all right, you know, let them take a character out. So they killed my Goku, but then they never saw past my Vegeta. Like I think only one person saw my Gohan, and it was that same guy, the guy who was like the best out of all of them. And like, so anyway,
see, that's the other problem, I think, because like if I was in that situation, I would definitely not be using my usual team. I'd be going with other characters that I. Oh no,
I used other teams. Okay. I used other teams, but it was just as bad. Like I used Bardock. Yamcha Tien. That's like my new B squad, right? And then I also used Gotenks, Yamcha, and Trunks.
You're only dropping down one level. Like fuck that. Just go random select or not. Not literally random select, just so they don't know, but just pick some other team that you know nothing about. I don't know.
So there were other guys there. There were other guys there that were not as good, and I was really just really, really taking it easy on them. But when I fought the guy that his house it was, or my coworker, just because I was just you. I'm like, I don't know if you realize, but you made a mistake calling me out here, because I'm gonna be out here every week training your asses. Nah, but so anytime I fought those two, then I'd pick Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and I even used Teen Gohan at one point. It wasn't like I wasn't using A Squad the whole way through.
Okay.
So it was fair for the most part. But in the beginning, it was kind of funny too, and I'm like, "Damn, that's fucked up." In the beginning, I did one juggle that I always do with Goku, right? And then I did the double super shenanigans with him, and people got up out of their chair. They're like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Guys, it's not that serious." It's really not that serious. Yes, it's a long combo and it's damaging, but it's not that serious,
but
guys.
For them it is, man. You gotta,
No, for them it is. For them it is, because I think the moral of that whole thing is that they I think I opened their eyes.
Yeah, they're being expanded. To new things. They're being exposed to all the different possibilities now.
Right. And I think that's a good thing, And it also showed too, because we all had a good time. Dragon Ball, they were like, "Yo, you're really good at this game," and I'm like, "Not really. You should see the pros. They're fucking amazing at this game." And so then I go back home and I go to work. Actually today, when I went to work, I didn't have a chance to talk to my coworker until today, and then he's like, "Yo." He's like, "I've been talking about you," and I'm like, "Really?" He's like, shit. "Yeah, man. The second I got back to work yesterday, I told everybody about you. I told them that you were the truth." And I'm like, "No." And I'm like, "No." "What are you doing?" But then I'm like, "Wait, this might be a good thing. Means more people."
Put a target on your back.
If I have a price on my head now, that's a good thing. That means more challengers. So more reason to get better. But still, it's like, and I'm like, "No, man, I'm not good. Just trust me. Watch tournaments. Watch Winter Brawl. Watch NorCal regionals. Watch exhibitions between the top players. It's like they're fucking the shit that advanced players do, the top players do without thinking, and they do it they're literally 3 seconds ahead of what advanced players do. So they basically know what you're gonna do 3 seconds before you're gonna do it, and it's they're just, because the down heavies that I saw at Winter Brawl, I'm like, fuck, dude, it's they knew that shit was coming before it even happened, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
it's the way they reacted, it was incredible. So yeah, man. But yeah, he was just like, "Yeah, I was talking all about you. I was talking to you about some of my other friends." He's like, "I'm catching shit from my friends now," because he's like, they're like, "How could you bring him over here?" It's just it's we thought we were good at this game, but that dude, and I'm like, "Oh man." I'm like, you guys have no idea. Nah, man. And I was holding back.
Yeah.
And I was holding back. So yeah. Yeah, man. That was a fun Dragon Ball Z filled weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess that's pretty much what I was gonna say during my segment with Dragon Ball FighterZ, but yeah, man. But thanks for asking.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it.
I thank you for not scaring away the casuals, you tend to seem like you usually do.
No, that's what I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to cultivate, and I just want more people to play the game. So because the more people that play, the more competition there is, and then the better people get, then the meta grows.
Yep.
And then it just competition breeds growth.
Yep.
You know, so that's just all it is, man. That's just all it is. But I wanna get good.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I hear that.
I'm not there yet. But I want to get good. So yeah.
I think you're good. I think you're trying to reach like great now.
Yeah. I want to be great. I want to be eventually the best.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, this is actually, to be fair and honest, like this is actually a game that I haven't put this much time into a fighting game like since I was like a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when I was a teenager, I put like a lot of time into like Third Strike and like the older games like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, 1 and 2, the versus games in general, like Darkstalkers and like the good old days of Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
And even KOF, like KOF 97, 98, 99, 96. Like I played all of those fucking games like religiously, and
uh-huh.
And you know, then I got older and I'm like, well, I don't have time really have a whole lot of time anymore. But now I'm like, fucking Dragon Ball FighterZ, oh my god, it's amazing. And it's just like now I'm putting so much time into it, dude. And yeah, it's not getting old for me. I have felt like close to burnt out with it though.
Uh-huh.
But then, you know, DLC characters and, you know, new shit being found every day. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I can't burn out now because there's new stuff to learn.
Yeah.
And put into the game. Yeah, man. I want to be great.
All right.
Yeah. So the road to Evo still going on.
Nice.
I just don't want to go 0-2 at Evo, man. I'll be so fucking crushed.
Get that bracelet that proves you got out of pools.
Yeah, yeah, man. I just want to be able to play on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Like, if I don't make it to Sunday, I'll be fine with that. I just want to play on Saturday. That's all. So, I just want to be able to play 2 days, not just one.
Oh man.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll be talking a little bit more about how that's gonna shake out. Not with me, but with the fighting games at Evo this year.
Right. Yeah.
We'll be talking about that a little later. But all right, man. I think I've kind of skipped over your endeavors with games this week, so now it's your turn, and what you got for us this week, man?
Well, I guess it depends. Do you want the good news or do you want the bad news first?
Bad news first, always.
Bad news first. All right. So I played Hitman again.
Oh no! Did you miss a target again?
I didn't miss a target. I at least was present for the target as it was available. Okay. So, okay. But I failed to I failed the objective basically in my first elusive target in Hitman.
Oh,
man!
It's your first L.
Yep, caught my first L in Hitman. Sucks.
Damn.
I felt
was it a matter of difficulty, or it's just a matter of like condition, or was it just something that just wasn't going to happen?
I think it was just me being a little set in my ways. Like I had a specific idea in mind at the beginning, and then I don't know, I just had some crazy idea, and I'm like, you know what, let's try it. Let's see if it works. And it absolutely did not work. Yeah. It was a mistake on all fronts. But also I think a lot of it had to do with them. I think they had like over the course of like since the release of Hitman, they've been putting in different patches and updates and stuff to fix some bugs and exploits. And it seems like a lot of people, every time I look up YouTube videos of people completing the elusive targets, they're using a lot of like coins to distract the targets, which was a pretty good strategy in the beginning of that game's life. But at some point, they patched that stuff out so that no longer the target will follow a coin. If anything, they'll have one of their like subordinates go over there and check out like, whoa, what was that sound? Go check out that coin. But like early on, like in the beginning of that level, the elusive target is sitting down, drinking like coffee with somebody that you cannot hurt, because it's another one of those elusive targets where there's two people in the map that you cannot do any damage to. You can't choke them out. You can't make them unconscious or anything. You have to leave them alone and kill the target. But the problem is, those two people are almost always near the guy you have to kill.
Right.
So yeah, he's the target is drinking coffee at the cafe, and I really wanted to just do the easy thing and just poison the guy's coffee, and then he would like hopefully run to the nearest bathroom because I would just poison it with like rat poison or something. But that never happened. So because he starts off there, and you can't interact with the cup of coffee while he's sitting down drinking the coffee. But then after that, like after like a few minutes, after they have their conversation, they get up and they leave and they go to, I guess, the room that they primarily hang out in. And at first I thought they were like going to come back eventually, and I waited for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, maybe more, and they never came back downstairs. And I'm like, fuck. And yeah, so then I restarted the mission, and I'm like, all right, what if I just throw a coin? And then, they get up. And I'm like, oh, perfect. And then I go and
what's that?
Poison the coffee, and then hopefully, and I'm hoping that they sit down again, but they don't sit down again. They just resume the rest of the script, which is them walking into the room, not doing anything with the coffee. So I was like, oh, fuck, this is going to suck. And I never found a good disguise to get into the area they were. Like I was, every time I get into one of the rooms that they hang out in, it was always like a hostile area. In retrospect, I should have gotten they're like security guards that go into that area. I should have maybe taken one of their disguises, but I had started off at one time as like mansion security, which is pretty much the same getup. So I don't know if because I was outside of the mansion, if that particular outfit was not working in their area. So that's why I like in retrospect, I should have gotten one of the security guys that's in that building, to see if then I could get in there at least. But yeah, for them, I was not able to get near the guy once he was in there. So my crazy solution was like, all right, he goes into the building through this entrance by the cafe, and there's these two security guards that are guarding it, and I found a bodyguard outfit, and I can walk up to those guys, and they're like, hey, yeah, fine, you can come in, no problem. They don't give a shit. But once I go through the threshold of that door, then it's like, oh, this is fucked up. You should not have done that. And I'm like, okay, this makes zero sense, but whatever. Let's deal with it. So I figured out that once I pass the threshold, I have a few seconds, so I can just close the door behind me, and then they don't see me anymore. But at the top of the stairs, there's a landing, and then there's two other security guards, and they'll open fire on me. So my idea was follow the guy in through the door, and then take him out as soon as he goes through the door. But I forgot that if somebody is too close to the target,
they can see you.
They're going to hear it. Or I don't know if it was that, because I also forgot to close the door behind me. So the security guards saw me choking the shit out of the guy. So I was like, oh, fuck. It just all went to shit.
You got sloppy.
There. Yep. I got impatient and sloppy, and I was hoping, because I know as part of the whole patch process of the game, they had made it so that you can survive longer in gunfights. Because before, you would go down almost immediately once people were opening fire on you. So I was like, I just gotta get out of this area. But there were so many fucking security guards, and as I was trying to make my getaway, I just was gunned down, and that was it. I failed. It's terrible. I felt bad.
It's all right, man.
Mm-hmm.
You win some and you lose some.
Yep. That's life, man. You do your best, try what you can, and learn from your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was trying so many things. I was thinking even too, maybe I can snipe him from somewhere, but I don't know. I just want to go in for the silent assassin is what I was chasing, and that's why I went with the crazy route of just choking him from behind as he goes through the door, which was a little ambitious on my part.
Yeah, a little rushed.
Yep. But yeah, that's what I did in Hitman. But I guess for good news, I was playing Street Fighter V, which I feel like
new patch
went live this week. But prior to that, I felt like I had been in a sort of slump with the game, because I'm trying to slowly get better with that, because I feel like it's if I were you, this is my Dragon Ball. Street Fighter V. This is the game that I'm trying to get good at and constantly get better at.
Oh yeah, no, you've been playing it, playing it a hell of a lot more than a lot of people I know. So
yeah,
I mean, you enter tournaments like every weekend,
yeah,
right?
mm-hmm.
Practically like online tournaments.
Yeah, online tournaments. Yeah, I have a small group of people on like a Discord that I'm on, so we'll play casual sets together or like do online tournaments for Street Fighter and other games too. It's not like I'll occasionally join in some random like Tekken tournament or whatever, or I forget what else we play.
See,
I think they're starting up Dragon Ball tournaments
nice.
too. Yes.
Yeah, what's hey.
Hey.
Hey, I mean, I'd be all right with that on what, PS4, right? Or
yeah, PS4. Yeah,
okay.
we'll talk. I'll see if I can send you the link and everything. We can.
Yeah, man. I can lurk. I can lurk all you want, and then as soon as Dragon Ball pops up, I'll be there.
I know. We have a couple of pink squares you can maybe square off with, so
Ooh.
Might be good for you.
I'm always looking forward to fighting pink squares. Always.
Oh yeah, but yeah, Street Fighter V. I had hit Ultra Gold a while ago. I know I had talked about it here briefly.
Look at this guy. I hit Ultra Gold.
Hey man,
it's an expert.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. After that, I had kind of sunk back down. Like I had gone back to Super Gold, playing in rank because ranked is just a gamble anyway. You're just constantly losing points and occasionally winning points. So
I mean, it's kind of like whose line is it anyway, though? Like, do the points really matter? They don't really matter.
Like they do and they don't. I don't know. Like it's kind of good.
I think it's just a status thing.
Yeah.
That's all. Like,
yeah.
But,
I don't.
I mean, it. Go ahead.
I don't put like so much investment in it, but it's still like I feel some kind of metric. It's the only metric that I really have.
Right.
In the game.
It's the only metric in the game, really.
Yeah.
To kind of like, compare yourself to like, oh, where do you stack up?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I was, I don't know, like, and I sort of get in these weird slumps. Like I feel like I fluctuate. Like a lot of times there'll be a period of time where I'm just playing super dumb and doing dumb shit just because, I don't know, I'm used to it. And it's hard to get rid of those tendencies. And then other times I'm just like on fire. Right? No one can stop me. I don't know what the hell is going on, but all right, I'm going to keep taking these W's because they just keep coming my way, whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, like the past... Yeah, I think it was like this past weekend. I think it was like Friday or something. I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm sitting Super Gold. Let me just grind out some ranked, see how I'm doing. And I was actually doing pretty good and eventually found my way into Platinum. Finally.
Oh, shit.
I did it. I was like, oh, man. But then I couldn't stop there because I don't like sitting on Platinum being able to... I don't like being...
Like one game away from being D-ranked?
Exactly. I don't want to be just past the threshold. I want to have like at least a little bit of padding.
A good cushion.
Just to make sure, just to solidify it in my brain.
Right.
So yeah, I think I played like another match or two after that. I know the last match I played was against like a Platinum Karen who pretty much demolished me in the first game. And then after that, I had to like talk to myself like, all right, you're playing dumb again. Stop doing that. Mm-hmm. Play patient and then wait for them to come to you. And then after that, I was just like, fucking done. It's a wrap. Thankfully, I've hated Karen for so long. I think I have a pretty good idea on that matchup now. So I like to punish a lot of her crap, especially her. I think it's her Rasenha, her little overhead thing that she does from like mid screen.
Yeah.
I just wait for that and I can react to it with a flash kick, and I love it. It's the best.
Nice.
But yeah, I won those next two matches and, gave myself a nice little cushion for Platinum. So like I feel like I belong now. I feel like I made it.
Well, I think the real cushion is like make it to Super Platinum and then you'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, see, what I've been doing is I have the two accounts now. I have it on PC. So what I usually do is I'll grind out on PS4 and then I'll see if I can prove it that I can do it again on the other account.
On PC.
Yeah.
This guy. This is your Dragon Ball. I do the same fucking thing, dude.
I know.
Like the same thing, but I'm actually like, it's reversed for me. I'm actually higher rank and color square on PC. I just don't play the PS4 version as much. Because it's right here. It's like right here. It's so easy to just play it.
It was probably also too because you got a head start on PS4. So when you started on PC, you had a higher skill level when you started.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. It was kind of funny. I real quick, but I So I started playing on PC, and then I didn't play ranked matches for a while. And then I started playing ranked matches. Dude, I had like a 70, it was like a 70 for 70 win streak.
Wow.
Like, it was like 73 matches. 73 matches were straight through, like all wins. And it's just like, what the fuck? I didn't lose one match. And that was before they made it best out of 5.
Oh, wow.
Not best out of 3, because with the recent patch in March, they did best out of 3.
Right, yeah.
For ranked. Now it's best out of 5. So, dude, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of matches. That was So this is your Dragon Ball.
Yep.
I get it.
But yeah, I'm just, slowly trying to learn new things and trying to erase old bad habits out of my play. And I don't know, I'm slowly getting there.
All right.
But yeah, also the new patch hit and the new balance update, which, the surprise announced at NCR this past weekend and has gone live already. And they've nerfed a bunch of people, a lot of the top tiers. Abigail, not so much, but they hit Rashid really hard for some reason.
Yeah, Rashid got hit like fucking hard, dude.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But I think Manat got up some buffs too, or she's still like super strong.
Cammy also got buffed.
Yeah.
Like crazy buffed. Like, why? She's already so good. Like, now she's like, it's going to be the Cammy Fighter 5. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're going to see nothing but her.
I don't know, man. I hope not, but yeah, because I don't want to see that, like, the whole boring character stuff that we were seeing in the first season, where it's just a handful of characters in
Nash's. Yeah.
Nash's and Chun-Li's. As far as I can see.
Chun-Li's. Yeah. Nash's and Chun-Li's in the first season, and the second season it was like,
it was a little better the second season, but
it was a little more varied, I think, in the second season.
Yeah.
Third season is just Akuma and like Abigail later on, and
Guile super
Akuma,
strong.
Abigail, Guile was super strong, but I think like Daigo and Knuckle 2 were the only two that like used him. Like,
he's
maybe Daiminion, but Daiminion never like really could make it. Like,
he never really committed to Guile in this game. Like, no, he's. I think I've seen him play like Ken before, but it's been a while since I've seen him play also, so I don't know who he's playing now.
But yeah, it's like now it's gonna be Cammy's and Manats, because infiltration, because infiltration.
Yeah, man.
Birdie got nerfed because Mina RD. I don't know. Like, ever since, I don't know. It's like, it just seems like that's the pattern. Like, if you have a certain character win, like a major Cup tournament, yeah, they nerf the character, whether a little bit or a lot of it. They nerf that character.
But I mean, Infiltration won Evo. Well, he mostly used Manat, but I think he used Jury at the end, and I think she got nerfed or something. I don't know what the hell the story is with her, but she got hit with some nerfs
Jury,
at least.
I don't remember about her. I don't know. Maybe she got nerfed, but not too terribly.
Yeah. But Manat, like, I don't understand that. Like, Manat's been doing pretty good so far. I don't know why buff her. But they hit my boy, too. They hit my boy Guile with the nerf stick. I'm like, no, why?
Yeah. Now Guile plays more reasonably.
Yeah. At first, it didn't seem so bad, like, on the patch notes. Like, it's like, okay, I can see that. Like, it sucks that you can't cancel into V-Trigger anymore off of the Sonic Boom, because I got a whole lot of mileage off of that. It just seems like the natural way to get into that V-Trigger, but I'm going to have to find some new ways to do that. But now there's a new occurrence, this new phenomenon where you can't even rely on the old flash kick and then cancel into critical art, because I guess my guess is part of like the whole update, the change to flash kicks, where there's a little more knockback.
Yep.
Or knock away off of the flash kick. People will not 100% land in the critical art anymore, which...
If they're in the corner, maybe.
In the corner for sure. But like, I'm in mid-screen or whatever. That shit landed 100%
It's not guaranteed.
But now it's not. I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Why? That's like bread and butter for Guile. Come on.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it's weird. It's weird. Like, because theoretically, though, like, if you look at that move, though, he should not be able to do anything, like, of the sort after he starts the flash kick because it's a somersault. It's like a backflip, which means his legs leave the ground first. So how could he automatically just like come right back down and do a Sonic Hurricane?
Man, this is Street Fighter, dude. People are just fucking throwing energy shits out of their hands, look, for no reason. Like, is that what you're gonna stick on? Like, that's
no. But I think I just think they, like I said, it's the whole Gal playing more reasonably now. Like with the knockback, maybe the move like knocks them back far enough that, well, you can still cancel, but it's not guaranteed anymore.
That's dumb. There is zero reason for that. They should land in the CA like they're supposed to.
Well, that means you just gotta position yourself now.
In the corner.
In the corner.
That
only
sucks.
Works
no,
there.
That's terrible. It's fucking dumb. No, it's like that's the worst thing. Like, why would you do that? I still don't understand, man. It's like, how could you not test that out? I did it today. Like, I was in like doing a battle lounge with some people casually, and I did anti-air flash kick, and I'm like canceling to CA, and then I like they fell out of it. Like, what the fuck is happening? This is not real. My life. What is happening? God damn.
Yeah, I was looking at Gal's patch notes. I was looking at Balrog's patch notes too. Balrog got buffed a little bit, but he's still a shadow of his season 1 self, man.
Yeah.
Like a super shadow of his season 1 self. Like he's never going to be that good again. I would say season 2 self rather.
Right.
His season 2 self. Like he's never going to be that good again.
Yep.
But
yeah, I hope they fix that bug with Guile, because I'm pretty sure that is a bug that cannot be intentional.
Oh, God.
It's not fair, man. I know I say this as like, Guile's a top tier or whatever. But hey, I've been playing him since day one. I don't give a shit. It's not my fault he's top tier.
Is Guile considered top tier?
He's top tier, man. Yeah.
Yeah?
He's easily top 5.
Yeah, I can see it. He's too strong.
Yeah, he's super solid.
Yeah.
I think before, like in season 3.0, before this patch, I think Rashid was probably the best character. That's maybe arguable, but like, yeah.
What about Abigail?
I don't know. Because I'm trying to think if he has any like terrible matchups, but like also like Rashid didn't have.
Abigail, no.
But Rashid didn't either. He had like almost 0 bad matchups. If anything, they were even at best. But yeah.
I remember in season 2, it was the Laura show.
Yeah. Yeah, but now you barely see any Lauras anymore.
Yeah. She is definitely not around.
Which sucks, but I like to see more characters around, but I don't know. Abigail, he seems his problem is that his damage is just insane, but I don't know.
His damage is stupid. Like, what the fuck, dude?
But I think they toned that down, and then there was something with like he can't cancel stuff from his crouch light kick or something, which might help a little bit. So I don't know how he's going to fare out with this new patch.
I don't know. I think like his biggest issue, well, the biggest issue with the character being so strong is that I think in V-Trigger his damage doesn't scale. Like,
yeah,
it just doesn't. It just doesn't scale. Like, I see people doing like the machine gun punch and into like his forward heavy punch, all the time, and like they're doing that like twice in a row, and the damage is like getting worse, like each time. It's crazy.
Yeah, now they have that new thing where crush counter combos, I think, have more scaling than before.
More scaling.
But he doesn't rely on crush counters because he has like his unblockable if he charges his heavy punch when he's in V-Trigger.
Yeah.
Just guard break you and get the same result without the crush counter scaling.
And with no damage scaling.
Exactly.
Fucking shit.
Man. Yep.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But I don't know. It's early days so far, but yeah, I'm just mad of that like stealth nerf to Guile where critical art doesn't land. I'm sure there's some other bullshit out there for other characters.
That's all you have to do is just work a little harder. That's all. Just work a little harder.
I already have to work a little harder for now. Like I can't get into my critical art, I'm sorry, not the critical art, the V-Trigger super safely anymore because I can't do it off of Sonic Boom. So I have to use normals now, like a caveman.
You know, like the good old days.
Yeah, or
I mean,
just
granted, Guile still only has 2 moves.
exactly. It's not like I can do it off a flash kick. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's yeah. I play a bunch of Street Fighter. And I'm gonna continue playing more Street Fighter because that's my shit.
All right, man. Well, it's that Dragon Ball. So that's what you do.
It's the competition in us.
Are you entering any local tournaments or anything like that, or going to any tournaments in the future?
I don't know. I haven't made any plans yet, but like in my area, it doesn't seem like there's much going on locally.
Oh, not much of a scene.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like I don't know. Other than if like some major tournament comes around, like East Coast Throwdown last year, which was not too far away from me, but yeah, I don't know. I'm keeping an ear to the ground, seeing I would like to do more locals and stuff, but it seems like it's hard where I'm at, unless I go to like New York or something.
Yeah, New York's definitely a good place to be for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, right. That's what I've been doing.
All right, well, it's not all we've been doing though.
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, yeah, we last week we talked about playing A Way Out together, and we didn't finish, but we said that we'd continue and we'd report back, and that's what we're doing now. So,
yep.
So we continued playing A Way Out, and we have finished the game. And so as a whole, personally, I think the game is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's not spectacular, but it's pretty good. It does a lot of things like really well. The co-op aspect is definitely there. It could be a bit codependent-y at times. It's like we have to rely on each other in order to progress. But there are things within that I felt that it did like pretty well.
Yeah.
From the psycho cops to the
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my God, psychos. They were crazy.
Like literally, I think they just took the driving AI from the first driver game on PlayStation 1 because those guys were just targeted missiles. They did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
They didn't care about who was around them or nothing.
Nope.
Like they were fucking nuts. They were going to get the job done at any cost. But yeah, but there was something, so it made those car chases exciting. A little terrifying, but exciting.
Yep.
For the most part. But yeah, there was the one thing. I mean, I don't know. Are we spoiling? Do you want to spoil?
I would like to, but maybe let's hold off at least for a little bit on the spoilers.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just say this, just as a quick aside. But this game has done something that I don't think any other game has ever done. As far as with the co-op aspect, and it comes right down to the end. And I'm not going to say any more, but if you play a game like this, you can see it coming, but the fact that it has never been done before is like, oh shit, I can't believe they actually did that. That's really cool. I found it really interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But as a whole, I feel like this game it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'd say it's worth playing with a buddy, and just having fun. The mini games that are spread out throughout too are really interesting.
Oh my God, I'm still salty about Connect 4. Son of a bitch. God damn it.
Yo. Oh my God. Connect 4. Yo. I fucking forgot about that shit. So Alex is referring to, and one of the mini games in the game is that you get to play Connect 4 with each other. So I'm pretty sure people listening know how Connect 4 works. So we were playing against each other, and we played 3 games.
I think we only played 2, because after that
only
was
2?
Fuck
okay.
This.
Yeah. So we played 2 games. I won the first game, and then so we were playing the second game, and the first game was almost a lockout, but I actually won the first game. So the second game we were playing, and it was going a little faster this time around, and fucking
I had such a beautiful setup too. Like, God,
dude. So Alex had a setup on two sides. I didn't even notice his second setup like until it was too late. But so Alex had this really nice setup for a diagonal going to the left side. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to try to do something all the way on the far left side. And I had no idea he was building towards what he was doing. So he was literally one move away from, Connect 4ing me. And so we were doing this thing where we were singing the jingle from back in the day, Connect 4, go for it, right? So So he sung the jingle, but then all of a sudden his character moved one square over and he dropped the piece into the wrong slot. He's like, fuck!
So close to victory and the fucking, I don't know if it was the analog stick or like online lag or some shit, but it went just one space too far. I'm like, no! Fuck, I was done in by my own hubris.
I was like, he was like, Connect 4, and I'm like, where? And he's like, fuck, he's in the wrong fucking spot.
You're asking where after like 2 minutes of me fucking cursing this fucking game out. I was like, God damn this.
And I'm like, where was your Connect 4? And he's like, look, to the left. And I'm like, oh shit.
Son of a bitch.
And I'm like, oh shit. I didn't even notice until the very end. And so
it was perfect.
The next
if
move,
any one of us had gotten that, because we were leaving one column alone, like there was zero.
Right, on purpose.
It was like the only one, because I had one like a horizontal set going. I had 3 pieces already ready to go, but you needed to put 2 pieces down in there. And so I had it.
And I wasn't going to support that.
Yeah. So if he had put it down there, I was like, perfect. But anyway, I had like a diagonal set up so that I could put it down in that first set, but it was I just fucked up.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, this dude is so salty.
I'm incredibly salty.
He was fucking. The sodium was strong. He was so salty.
I really wanted a prompt so that I could flip the fucking table in that game.
But yeah, man, I feel like the mini games that are spread throughout, it kind of like breaks the serious tone that the game is trying to create. And it just has you play like these fun like little mini games. There was this like arcade game that we played in an airport hangar.
Yeah.
Which was like, it was weird. It was like Pong, but not. It was like
volleyball Pong or something.
Yeah, it was like volleyball Pong. Yeah. So yeah, that game, I sucked ass at that game. I didn't. I don't think I won any. So, but yeah, like I like that they sprinkled those throughout, and again, there was a theme like you would always pretty much like always be in competition with the other person. Even with the mini games, even though you had to rely on each other.
Yeah.
And that theme, if you follow that theme right up to the end, you're like, oh shit. Like I was surprised. Like I wasn't like floored, but I was like, oh, this has never been done. So I appreciate it. So
yeah, I was also caught off guard, but I don't know. There's a lot of cool moments too in that game. It's like, I don't know, like the overall vibe for me is like this. It's a kind of a good B movie. It's just like some of the acting isn't great, and some of the writing is also not great all the time, but it's mostly serviceable.
Yeah.
Like I was just laughing every time like they were talking about, hey, we got to go to Mexico. Like we have to torture this one guy to find out where the guy that we're looking for is hiding. And he's like, he told us, and he's like, he's in Mexico, and like that was enough information for those guys or to satisfy our duo. And I was like, what, really? That's it? We're not going to even try and narrow it down to like a region of Mexico or maybe even a town in Mexico? It's like, no, Mexico, got it. We're going there.
We're going to Mexico.
Find them, no problem.
Mexico's a pretty small place, right? So we can find it pretty easily. Yeah, it's some of it definitely was. It could have used a little work. And I don't know if it was trying to be like, because it was for its time, the game takes place in the 70s and the early 70s, and it's like, I don't know if it was because like, oh, it's, the 70s, like we didn't know what the fuck was going on back then and shit. This is how they talked, I guess, and this is what they did, the cars they drove, and a lot of it though was kind of like it could have used a little work. I felt like there was a lot of things I'm just like, ooh, like maybe they shouldn't have been so obvious or so like trying to be on the nose with it.
Yeah.
You know, they could have had a little bit more of originality with, or
a little more of a little bit of like a deft touch with it would have been nice too. Because there was some like even with like there was a couple of very on the nose movie references. In
oh my game. God!
Like there's a straight up like a ripoff of the Old Boy scene. Where it's just like
even the camera angle changes and like you got to like fight a whole bunch of dudes like in one long hallway, and I'm like, oh shit.
Like pretty much I guess a tamer version of that scene, but it's basically
big time
that scene. I was like, oh shit, I'm just knocking dudes out. And one guy, Superman, punched me out of the fucking nowhere. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude, you opened the door. He just came through the door. Pow! I'm like, oh, shit.
And then I guess I grabbed the
lamp. I'm like, yo, how come I can't get in on this?
Like, you just got to watch. This is my part, son. Yeah. It's my time to shine.
And that was another interesting thing that the game did, too, where it was just like, there were because like the game is always split screen, like 99% of the time. It's split screen all the time, right? But some of the cinematic moments are like, you know, you have to like watch, like we both watch what's happening. But then there was like this one portion in a hospital, which is where the Old Boy scene took place, where it was like a chase scene through the hospital, but we had to like watch each other run through parts of the hospital, like without the split screen. Like it was all on the one person.
Yeah, like we were basically taking turns. So it was focused on you at one point, and then I was just watching you play through this section, and then it like the camera kind of swung back to me, and then as you were still doing other stuff theoretically, and then I might do a little other gameplay section. I might be fighting off dudes, or I might be trying to stealthily sneak through somewhere or run through a hallway avoiding fucking police.
Yeah. And I thought it was actually done pretty well too, because the camera transitions were really nice. It was done like all in like one take. And like, because like we were in different parts of the hospital, but lo and behold, we were getting closer and closer to each other as we were running through the hospital.
Yeah.
And then we wound up actually meeting up like right at I think like right on like the first floor or something like that. But yeah, it was, I thought that was done really well. It was really well choreographed as far as the camera work. So yeah, it was, I enjoyed that part very much.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't like, though, is that like the game at one point, it just kind of turns into a sort of generic third-person shooter for no reason. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And,
like the controls that was kind of like, aren't great with it.
It seems like they kind of like ran out of like ideas, like even right down to like the penultimate showdown, where it's just like, that's it. Like this seems a little too easy and a little too not polished to kind of like satisfy, like, oh, okay, that's resolution. Nah, it just felt like, is there more?
Well, when we took out that guy, I gotta say that shit was very cathartic, because at the very end, when you finally have him at his rope's end, and I forget how it got set up, but even as it was, as that moment was coming up, I was making like fucking gun sounds, like I want to blow this fucker away, and you get to do exactly that. I was like, holy shit, just fucking unloaded, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna keep pulling this trigger because fuck this guy.
Yeah, in that moment they give you like all the best aim, and you have unlimited ammo, but you have to keep reloading. But at that moment you don't have to reload anything. You just like blow the motherfucker through the window.
Yeah.
It was there were a lot of like super spot on movie references in there, and I was just like, not spot on, but on the nose.
Very on the nose.
Ooh.
Like, oh, hey.
I'm like, is it?
He just burst out, kicked open double doors in a fucking like fancy summer suit with a grenade launcher, and if he had said the line, then it would have been like, maybe it would have crossed the line, but
maybe there would have been lawyers involved. I'm pretty sure there would have been a legal team involved with that.
But still, I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. It's not very clever, but all right, whatever. This is that kind of game.
I also pointed out that the main villain had a golden gun. He had golden guns. He had 2 golden guns, and I'm like, fucking cliche as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is like 70s, 80s shit. Like, golden gun, especially with the golden gun, like one bullet, like that's it.
Yeah.
Kills you. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it shoots you in the toe, like you're dead. So.
Yeah.
But as a whole, I thought not bad, man. It's not a bad experience.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's worth checking out for sure.
Yeah.
But how about them spoilers, huh?
Oh, okay. So you want to do that now?
Might as well. Might as well.
Okay, sure.
Because fuck, I sure as hell was blindsided by what happened.
Dude.
But before we super get into spoilers, I will say, if you want to skip spoilers and, come back to this before or after you've played the game, there will be a timestamp in the show notes which will tell you when it's safe to listen again. So check that out in your podcast player of choice or in the show notes on innercitygeeks.com so that you don't get spoiled if you don't want to.
And I will say it's definitely, if you want to check this game out or you're interested, I would say to avoid the spoilers because it's definitely worth it in the end.
Yeah.
To the twists that happen at the end of the game, because it just kind of seems like the game is pretty generic, and then what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden. So never saw it coming.
Yeah, and I should have expected this too because again, this is from Joseph Fares. His previous game was Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, and they did a similar thing. Like you're doing one thing mechanically throughout the entire game, and then they kind of flip that concept on its head at the very end, and they do this similar thing here in this game. Although, again, like they do pretty much set it up because throughout the game, again, you're doing those mini games, and the game keeps track of your score, so it kind of encourages that level of competition. But then it gets real because one of your guys is actually an undercover cop, and he's like, "Oh shit, this is fuck! I didn't see this coming."
Yeah,
God
dude,
damn.
I did not see that coming whatsoever. Like it seemed like I had no fucking idea. Like it's so cliche too.
I think
but it's like I had no fucking idea.
I probably would have seen it coming because the signs are there, I think. But like, I guess
they are there. But after the fact, after you see it happen, you're like, shit, I should have fucking known.
But because I think like the B movie-ness of this game, I didn't think that it was going to do anything kind of clever like that. So that I think helped in blindsiding me a little bit.
Yeah.
But the game just pits the players against each other, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Then that's what I'm talking about. Never fucking been done. Like, what kind of game have you played that you're co-op the whole fucking time through the game, and then you have to fucking face each other at the end
to the death?
Like, that's fucking crazy. And it's so cool too because like it's cliche as fuck, B movie as fuck, but like, it starts off with like this like chase scene where you're like, you get up, like the cop gets on a helicopter so it turns out, so when you're flying to Mexico, you have this friend who turns out she's also an undercover cop and she's just helping you along with your mission. So she's like flying this helicopter, and the fucking other dude is like on this boat, this speedboat, and he's like driving through like the water, and you're trying to shoot at the other guy while the other guy's trying to avoid your shit. And I also mentioned a lot that it's not fair that you get to see, the other person gets to see like the vantage point that the person on the helicopter has, so they're able to like avoid all this shit. And I'm like, no,
it's completely fair, man. I don't understand. But
no, it's not fair at all.
To be completely honest, I was barely looking at your side of the screen.
Oh, really?
I glanced a couple times because you kept bitching about it. So I was like, oh, I should probably use that to my advantage. Because I was just literally going serpentine. I was like, fuck it. I gotta
you was zigzagging like crazy. And I'm like, this is not fair. So, but yeah, man, like I was just like, again, it was just like not like I wasn't floored, but I was blown away. I was impressed. I was very impressed with the fact that they actually went and did it where you actually have to fight each other at the end and kill each other. It's crazy. That's crazy to me. I'm like, that's never been done. Like, it should have happened a long time ago. Like, games should have done this. Like, I always thought like RPGs should do this. Like, if you ever like, they have like a co-op RPG of some sort, you should be able to fight each other somehow. That'd be a real test. But yeah, man, like, so you wind up having to like, so after that whole like chase scene, you wind up in this like factory or something like that, or this warehouse, and you're fucking like, it's like you're playing like Gears or like a third-person shooter, any third-person shooter like Uncharted or something. You're hiding behind shit, shooting at each other.
Yeah.
And yo, it's fucking nuts. Like, you have to like really like get like understand the layout of this area like quickly.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't stay in cover for very long because if you shoot the cover goes away after a while. So it's like,
yeah, it's
man,
a crazy game
intense.
of cat and mouse. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very intense.
The most dangerous game.
And then you both have life bars as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting too the way the game does this, but like, so you're shooting at each other and you know it's like haha we're shooting pop pop, right? And then fucking whoever's life bar is more depleted, you start seeing them like move a little slower, and like the game goes into this like cut scene of like, you know, the characters like kind of meeting up and like I don't know, one gets the drop on the other for whatever reason, and they wind up like upstairs on the roof of this building.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you're shooting at each other, you're trying to like get the drop on one another, and then however this is all happening, your life bars are going, you know, the life bar is going down more and more and more however many times you get shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out, and then it comes to this like ultimate like climax on the roof where you're both like kicking the shit out of each other, but you're both like fucking tired as fuck.
Yo, I got super flashbacks to like Metal Gear Solid 4, that fight on top of the...
with Ocelot and Snake.
Hell yeah. I was like, oh shit,
yeah.
Okay, we're doing this right now. I dig it.
Yeah, every time you clocked each other, it had like a flashback to like a memory that you saw through it and throughout your adventures in the game together.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it comes down to like you guys like going for this like gun, like because one of them loses a gun, but the other gun gets tossed away, and then you both start going for like this gun after you're kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that it depends on like whoever has more life. Like you're both like crawling for the gun, but if you have like more life than the other person, you have an easier time of getting to the gun.
Yeah.
And then you take the gun and you aim and you shoot the person in the chest or the stomach, and they live their dying moments, and you're just watching them. And then that results in two different endings. So we had to both see what both endings were.
Yeah.
So Alex won the first go around.
Hell yeah, I killed the shit out of you. Get wrecked, scrub.
It wasn't that. Good scrub. Yo kept saying that shit in the helicopter. I'm like, yo, get good scrub. He's like, get the fuck off my boat. But yeah, so Alex won the first go around.
Last bullet in you. I'm like, Connect 4, motherfucker.
Yo, he's still so salty about that for real.
Was, God damn it.
But yeah, man. So he won the first go around. So we watched his character's ending, and then we watched the fallout of the other character dying. And you know that was an ending, and it was emotional.
Yep.
And then so we went back and we did the other character. You know, the other character. So my character killed his character.
Yeah, your character was the traitorous cop.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mentioned to Alex, I'm like, I thought like your character's ending was a little more, like I felt more emotion coming from that than this one, because it felt like my character didn't have the undercover cop didn't have like a whole lot to gain or to lose from this,
Yeah, I felt like he just had a child that was born during the progress of the game, and that was, I guess, supposed to be the thing that was supposed to emotionally tie you.
Make him change his ways.
Or emotionally tie you to that character and make the ending somewhat profound or whatever, but it didn't land as hard as...
It felt a little flat.
Yeah, and Leo's ending it felt more real, or at least more emotionally charged.
Yeah. Yeah, because you still had the resolution with Vince, the undercover cop, and like with like Leo giving the letter that he wrote to Carol to her.
Yeah.
And then, Vince like having his wife and son already established, like going away and, kind of still being on the run. But, you could feel like the weight with him, like he was still trying to like live with what he did. But he was also trying to live with like the betrayal, because I think he really like he became really close to Vince, and he still couldn't believe it.
Yeah, which I think that helped sell or blindside me even more, was because I felt that connection with the characters.
The betrayal. Yeah.
That betrayal felt real. I was like, God.
It did feel real. I was like, wow. I was like, wow.
After everything we've been through. Holy shit.
Yeah. After everything we've been through. And the whole thing with Vince, the reason why he was like there doing that is because the beginning of the game, there's this deal with this Diamond the Black Orlov that goes down, that is about to go down with Leo and Harvey, the guy that they're both after. And Harvey winds up killing the guy that they're about to sell the diamond to, but it turns out that the guy that they were going to sell to was Vince's brother. And so that's why Vince is like on this tear to try to go after Harvey. And Leo is trying to go after Harvey because Harvey ruins like his opportunity to kind of like get his shit straight. So yeah, man.
Also surprising that 70s cops are okay with you fucking going undercover, going to Mexico and killing a crime boss. Like, all right, cool.
All by yourself. All by yourself. But I felt like you were saying, and that we had mentioned, like you're in constant competition throughout the whole game with these mini games, and it seems like really lighthearted and fun. But then at the end of the game, they're like, all right, now it's the real competition, and there's only one winner. There's only one round, so there's no redos on this one. So like, who's better? And so it's like, oh shit, that's crazy.
Yep.
So I thought that was really interesting. And again, something's never been done before, and I hope more games do something of the sort. So yeah, man. Again, not a bad game. Not a bad game.
Better than the sum of its parts.
Yeah. I'd say that for sure. Yeah. Connect 4. But, all right. So I guess that's it for what we've been playing this week.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to move into headlines. And as always, before we do, please go to innercitygeeks.com and look at the show notes there, because we'll have the links to all of the articles that we're going to talk about, so you can follow along with us. So first up, hey, remember that awfully reviewed Chrono Trigger PC port that came out recently?
I'm still trying to forget. Please don't remind me.
Yeah. So, well, there's some possible good news regarding that. So, Square Enix is saying that there are 3 patches that are coming to fix the Steam version's problems, and one of those one of the patches that's confirmed is that the PC port is getting the original SNES graphics back. So, not sure if that's a patch of sorts, but I guess it is. But yeah, so they say that they listened to the negative reviews and reactions to the PC port of Chrono Trigger, because Chrono Trigger is like the best games of all time.
It's beloved,
and people expected a lot. Yeah. People expected a lot from it. And so they're like, yeah, we're working on addressing the issues, and the patches are coming in the next few months. The first patch, which will be the graphic style change, is expected the first half of this month. So, they say that they'll also post a full list of the changes once the first patch is released. So, I mean, I don't know. Does this encourage you to kind of like look at the game now? I mean, probably have the game in other shapes and fashions, but
yeah.
What do you think about this?
I think it's hopefully positive. It's good that they're listening at the very least. Probably it's hard not to listen given how this whole thing came about, because the reaction was pretty visceral on the part of people online. So
the game got ripped apart,
and rightfully so. But it's good that they're listening at the least and are trying to fix it. We'll see if those fixes are worth it, but it sounds crazy that they have to fix this in multiple patches, which is like, really?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that complicated.
Man, why not just the one? Yeah, it's not that hard.
Just bundle it all in one thing, man. I don't know, man. But yeah, it's I'm just glad they're listening and hopefully trying to make this right. Because if any game deserved it, it's this one. This one deserves to be treated
Absolutely.
right.
Agreed. Absolutely. Because it's Chrono Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you try to mess that up? No. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, moving along. So, in more Dragon Ball FighterZ news, so as we all know, Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to be one of the games at EVO. Pretty much people are saying this is taking the place of Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so the exact numbers haven't been revealed yet, but it turns out that Dragon Ball FighterZ is way ahead in the number of entrants, even over Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. And Joey Quellar, the guy who runs the EVO Twitter and the tournament itself, he posted on Twitter that for the EVO 2018 leaderboard, Dragon Ball FighterZ is number 1, and he parenthesized with big lead over Street Fighter V. Mm-hmm. So now again, the exact numbers haven't been revealed, but I don't know. I think it might be somewhere around Street Fighter V's first year. I think Street Fighter V had over 5,000 entrants, and I think it might be around the same amount, maybe more. You don't know. Uh-huh. But Street Fighter V last year dropped by almost half the amount of contestants that it had in 2016. So I don't know. There might be less people playing Street Fighter V this year than that, and then just a lot more playing Dragon Ball FighterZ. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that Dragon Ball FighterZ is now going to be the premier game in the finals. Street Fighter V, I think will always, the Street Fighter game that is out will always hold that place. So, yeah. But I think Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to be right before Street Fighter V. When Marvel vs. Capcom 3 used to be right before Street Fighter 4. So,
okay.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna be there. I wanna be there. I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there salty as fuck. 'Cause I know, I know it's gonna be a very, very slim possibility, but yeah, I just want to play Saturday. That's all I want to do.
All right.
So yeah. What do you think about this? Do you think this was expected?
Yeah,
especially with Dragon Ball being a fairly new game.
This is what I expected for sure. Yeah, Dragon Ball it's just a perfect storm, man. It's a Dragon Ball game made by one of the best fighting game developers out there, and it's a damn fine game at that. So I can appreciate all the hype for this game and all the entrants coming out this year. So I would love to see numbers how this all falls out once EVO comes around, but. Yeah, it's gonna be a big one.
It's gonna be something.
Mm-hmm.
Big lead.
I'm just waiting to see if the entrance numbers exceed 9,000, and then see all the headlines come.
Oh shit! It's over 9,000. That'd be amazing.
Yup.
That'd be amazing. It's over 9,000. So, all right. So yeah, we will have to wait and see the exact numbers. I'm thinking it's gonna be a pretty big gap. Especially like you said, perfect storm. A lot of people playing this game currently, and Street Fighter V has been out for 2 years, and it just this year fixed its major issues. So hopefully that'll breed more people coming in.
Yeah, it feels like the Venn diagram for fighting game fans and Dragon Ball fans is damn near a circle, and it's yep. That's going to breed a lot of people wanting to play this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. So, all right. So, moving along in other news. So, PlayStation VR is getting another price cut if people are still interested in buying it. So, the gear itself and the accompanying bundles will cost as much as $100 less. So, the unit itself is currently $350. And it's going to actually, as of right now, it's now $300. And the bundles that include the headset, the PlayStation camera, the demo disc, and the VFR version of Doom will cost $300 as well. The same price as the individual headset. So obviously you just get that, and that's the better deal. And that's also down from $400. The original price of $400 for that same bundle. And the Skyrim bundle, the Elder Scrolls V bundle, that's also dropping $100, bringing that from $450 to $350. And yeah, they apparently the bundles were discounted at the new prices in February, but that was temporary. Now the price drops are permanent for each of those.
Oh, nice.
So that's cool, and that could be incentive for more people to actually, go out and get the PlayStation VR, because it's definitely I think it's the cheapest form of VR that there is out there right now.
Probably. Yeah. Maybe outside of the mobile stuff, but I forget what the deal is with those.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and it's also saying that it probably also has the strongest library of games for VR at the moment. So
probably.
Yeah, especially RE7. Yeah, it's definitely definitely something that's very VR worthy.
That's on PC too. I'm pretty sure they support VR now there.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, does this give you any kind of feelings about getting the PlayStation VR at all?
No, not really.
No.
Nah, I don't know. It's it's good because it's a pretty good entry point if you want or if you're curious about virtual reality.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather save up the dough for something like either an Oculus or a Vive, whichever one of those is better. I don't know. I'd rather have the highest fidelity experience, and this one is kind of the lowest common denominator. But yeah, not to dismiss it out of hand, but it's good. It seems to be at least the most comfortable headset, and it's an easy way to get in there because you just have to have a PlayStation 4, and then you buy the headset, and then you're good to go. So yeah, I'm glad that Sony is out here doing this at this price point. So it'll expose more people to the virtual reality experience, which is pretty good.
Yeah, dropping the price definitely helps.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right, and in our final bit of news, so by the time you listen to this, the release date and other details for the Spider-Man PS4 title it will have been released. So as of April 4th, they're going to announce the release date for the Spider-Man PS4 game. It is rumored that the game is going to be released in Q2 of 2018, which is actually starting next month.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, outside of that, there's not much more to it. The Game Informer magazine is going to have the date, and they'll share it tomorrow on the digital side, and the physical side, they'll obviously get it later. But, yeah. I'm excited as fuck because I've been wanting to play that game since they showed it at E3.
Yeah.
2 years ago. But this is something I'm very much looking forward to. When I was at E3 last year and I went into the PlayStation Theater, this is the game that I saw. It was the same demo that everybody saw when it was revealed, prior, but man, I was still fucking blown away. By it. It was just amazing presentation and everything. So, yeah. I'm hoping that the Q2 rumor sticks. What do you think?
I cannot wait to play as Spider-Man in this game.
No.
Holy shit, this is gonna be great.
Yes, people saying, "Oh, it's Spider-Man Arkham City."
I mean, it has a lot of that framework for sure.
Similarities.
But yeah,
yes, it does.
Just watching some of the first video that Game Informer put out, goddamn, it brings me right back to the PlayStation 2 Spider-Man 2 movie game, and the web swinging in that game, and it looks very similar and more polished in here. And I'm like, oh, this is what I've been wanting. I want that exhilaration of swinging through New York City. God fucking
yeah, man. I just want. I mean, Granted, I'm not going to like rush through the game. I'm going to take my time with this game, but I just want to like hopefully they'll have like a lot of like Easter eggs and like replay value like that the first Spider-Man game on PlayStation had. I don't know if you played that game, but I love that game. I 100%ed that game. I did everything. I got all the costumes and everything, and they had like all the Spider-Men at the time, man.
Wow.
Like you could play as like there's just different costumes, but you could play as like Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider. You could play as Captain Universe Spider-Man, Black Suit Spider-Man, just all the Spider-Man, man. They had them all. And the web swinging in that game was also pretty legit too. Wow. So I'm just hoping to capture, I'm just hoping that this game captures that same kind of like replay value, because you saw Miles for a second in both trailers. So I'm hoping that you get to use him at least his suit. Because the suit is badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes, and he deserves a goddamn great game. So I hope this fits that bill.
Yeah. This is looking like it. There have been some pretty decent entries in the Spider-Man games, I have to say, but there's also been some pretty terrible ones as well.
Yeah, they've never hit the super good
they've never
quality.
Hit the nail on the head.
They've come close, but nothing's reached that bar that I want from like other AAA games.
That's true. So hopefully this is looking pretty good though. It's looking pretty good. Hoping that it lives up to that. So, and all right. So that is gonna about do it for headlines for this week. So Alex is going to go ahead and tell us about new and upcoming releases that we can look forward to for this week. So take us through that.
Yeah. So for this week, the week of April 3rd, got a couple things out this week, such as Deadland for PlayStation 4. Epic Dumpster Bear Dumpster Fire Redux for PlayStation 4. I'm kind of curious, just based on that title, what the hell is going on with that game.
Yo, Epic Dumpster Bear, that sounds amazing.
We've also got Infernium for PlayStation 4. Island Time VR for PlayStation VR. Minute, spelled MINIT, for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Of Mice and Sand revised for PlayStation 4. Penny Punching Princess for Switch and Vita. Sir Eats-A-Lot for Vita. Terra, it's a free MMO available now for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The Adventure Pals for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR is now out on PC, I believe just for the Vive on Steam. I could be wrong there, but that is out now. We've also got Dangun Feveron for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Metropolis Lux Obscura for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Vita. 2064 Read-Only Memories Integral for Switch. Animated Jigsaw's Beautiful Japanese Scenery for the Switch. Bunny Must Die, Chelsea and the Seven Devils for PlayStation 4 and Vita. Flight of Light for PS4. Impact Winter for PS4. Johnny Turbo's Arcade, Bad Dudes for the Nintendo Switch. Ninja Kid Arcade Archives, also for the Switch. Octocopter Double or Squids for the Switch. And the King of Fighters 97 Global Match for PS4 and Vita.
Oh, fuck. That's like my second favorite KOF.
Holy shit. I hope they do that version justice.
Me too. That was the actual KOF that I started with.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Way back in 97.
Yo, don't say that. Don't say that, because that's I don't know if you know what you just did, but that was a bit of a callback. Okay.
I co-opted that for sure, but whatever.
All right. Okay.
We've also got a couple of Friday releases this week. Dead Ahead Zombie Warfare for Xbox One, Enigmatis 3 The Shadow of Carcalla for PS4 and Xbox One, and Rememoried for PS4. That's it for the new releases, but we've also got a new hardware release this week. We've got a price drop on the PlayStation VR, but now we've also got a new HTC Vive, the HTC Vive Pro, which is now, it's out now, and it's going to cost $800. But I think as part of this, the normal HTC Vive has gone down $100. I forget what that price is now, but that's a little cheaper too as well. But I think the Pro has a nicer display. There's like OLED, it's higher resolution, it comes with better headphones and stuff. So that is the premier model of the HTC Vive if you are so inclined. But also, in addition to that, all the new releases and everything, we've got a whole bunch of subscription stuff going on this month. So we're going to start with PlayStation Plus for April 2018. With your existing PlayStation Plus subscription, you can get this month Mad Max for PlayStation 4, Trackmania Turbo for PlayStation 4, In Space We Brawl for PS3 and PS4, Toy Home for PS3, 99 Vidas for Vita, PS3 and PS4, and Qbert Rebooted for Vita, PS3, and PlayStation 4. Then on Xbox side, with Games with Gold, for your Games with Gold or your Gold subscription to Xbox Live, you can get this month The Witness for Xbox One for the entirety of April from the 1st through the 30th. And also Assassin's Creed Syndicate for the Xbox One. You can grab that starting April 16th all the way through May 15th. Also for Games with Gold is Cars 2, the video game, both for Xbox One and 360, for the first half, April 1st through the 15th. And then Dead Space 2 for Xbox One and 360. You can get that the back half of the month from April 16th through the 30th. That's actually a pretty good selection for Xbox there. And finally, Twitch Prime, because they got their own thing going on now. So if you have a Twitch Prime subscription for this month, April 2018, you can pick up for, I believe, only Windows PCs, but you can get SteamWorld Dig 2, Kingsway, Tales from the Borderlands, Dub Wars, and Tokyo 42. The only caveat, of course, is you have to have the Twitch desktop client installed in order to download and get those games installed. But I don't think you need the Twitch client to run them. So you just download them, install them, and then you're good to go, and you can get rid of that Twitch whatever desktop client if you don't want it. But that's the only caveat there. But with that, that's everything we got going on in new releases and everything.
Nice. Thank you for that. That's a lot of stuff, too.
That is a ton of shit. Goddamn.
A lot of stuff to look forward to. And, you know, I think next month's going to be even better. Spider-Man, come on. and we are also recording right before the release date gets announced. So we don't know what it is right now, but by the time this goes up, you will know.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, come on, man.
We're in a weird limbo right now. Podcast limbo.
Yeah. Yeah, podcast-wise, yes. So, all right. So, yeah, that means we are done with this episode. But before we officially go, we would like you to visit InnerCityGeeks.com, which is where we're located and where we have a bunch of stuff sometimes regarding everything geek. You can listen to our shows and episodes on our YouTube channel. It's Good Games Podcast. And while you're there, you can subscribe. You can listen to us on iTunes as well, where you can leave us a review. That's the best thing that you can do for us. Just let us know what you think of the show so we can adjust accordingly. You can basically also listen to us where all podcasts are available to be listened to, like Stitcher Radio or Google Play. And I also want to encourage everyone that if you're going to do any kind of Amazon shopping, to go to InnerCityGeeks.com first. Click on the Amazon banner on the right-hand side of the page. That will take you to Amazon.com. Then go buy whatever it is that you were going to buy. And a little bit of that will come back towards us so we can provide more show and more content just for you. You can reach us on all the social media outlets, mainly Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Inner City Geeks. The Twitter for this show specifically is at Good Game Podcast, and you can also email us at goodgamespodcast@gmail.com. And so that's actually going to about do it for this episode. Thanks for listening. We're going to say goodbye. And in leaving, as always, we say good games, everybody.
Good games.